Hi, this is Ethan Green from No Sleepless Nights, and in this review I'm going to be looking at the Aurola, I think that's how it's pronounced, sound machine. Now, I'm not normally a fan of speaking badly about products that I review, but this one, I have to say, is not one of my favourites where sound machines are concerned. There are a few things that it's got going for it that I like, but unfortunately there's quite a lot about just the sounds themselves and the actual design that I'm not particularly impressed by. So starting with the design, you'll notice that it's on this angle here, and that's because it has a stand on the back. And the reason it has a stand on the back, presumably, is because the power cable only goes into the back. So if you wanted to do what to me would be the logical thing and have it like that on your nightstand or your office table, you can't, because as soon as you plug the cable in, it's going to sit on top of the cable. So the stand comes out and it sits like that. So that's kind of annoying for starters. I don't think I would be particularly impressed by having this set up on my nightstand. For another key reason is that on this particular position that it is, if you press the buttons, it kind of, especially ones on the end, you can't do it with one hand. So you need to grab the device and press the buttons, which unless you've got a giant hand like mine, you'll need two hands to do. So it's just kind of a bit of a design flaw that I'm not very happy about with this one. Now in terms of the sounds, let's turn it on. Oh, actually before I do, something to notice is that the cable needs to be plugged in at all times. There's no battery or wireless option for this one. It does come with a standard AC plug socket, or in this case I've got the USB end of the cable plugged into my laptop. So put that back in and turn it on, and let's listen to the 6 sounds. So start with the white noise. Oh, it's not on because I've put it into the headphone socket. That was clever. There we go, turn it on. Okay, so white noise first. There we go, it's pretty standard fare for sound machines to have that white noise sound. I have to say, when you have these kind of cheaper sound machines that are made for $20 or $30 or less, and they have very limited number of sounds, they tend to include just one white noise option, and that for me is one of the downsides of this level of machine. I think it's nice if they have a deeper sounding noise, like at least 1 or 2 brown or pink noises or whatever colour they want to call it, just something that's deeper than this typical static sound as people describe it. But there you go, you've got the white noise there if you want it. Next one is howling wind. Now on the website that I got this one from, they described this machine as having 6 soothing sounds. Well, technically they didn't, they called it smoothing sounds. There's a spelling mistake across the website, but that's not important, is it? Howling wind is not really something that I would describe as soothing, and if you turn the volume up on this one, you can see why. Oh, that's another gripe I've got. This volume button is really stiff. You have to really put some effort into moving it to the point where I have to grab the machine with the other hand. And there you go, there is the not very soothing howling wind. I'll turn the volume down. Go on to the next one, which is rain and thunder. Now again, this is an issue shared by many machines that I found, that they combine rain and thunder. Personally, I'd like to see the choice of either rain or thunder, or the option to have both. But I know that some people like to listen just to rain, so you can't with this one. You're going to have to put up with the thunder as well. And on that note, the thunder is not the most realistic recording I've heard. It does kind of rattle through the machine a little bit. Wait for it. Any second now. Oh no, now I'm talking about it. The thunder has gone shy. That's very unusual. It has literally stopped. Oh no, there we go. There it is. It's very distant sounding thunder. And if you listen to it from the other side of the room, as I did earlier, you literally can't tell that it's even thunder. So next one, we have ocean sounds. Again, a very popular one with sound machines, and it's just waves crashing onto a beach, gently-ish, I think, gently-ish. I'm not sure that's a word. But yeah, there you go. And these ones, I timed it. It's on around a 30-40 second loop, depending on the sound. You don't really hear the loop so much, but if you listen to this night after a night, you will start to recognise the same wave crashing sounds. To be fair though, that's something that many of these sound machines are guilty of. Next one is rainforest. and the rainforest is relatively nice, but again, you can tell the repeating sounds, especially by the wood pigeon or owl, not quite sure what it is. And then the next one is crickets. And these crickets are, standard for white noise and sound machines these days. They pretty much all sound the same, and it just goes on and on like that. So if you like sound of summer crickets, then that's a nice one. And finally, the lullaby. You can make your own mind up on whether that's a relaxing lullaby or not. I'm not going to comment on it. I think each to their own on lullaby sounds. So there you go. And you have a timer of 30, 60 or 90 minutes. There's no light to tell you which one it's on, so you would have to unplug it and plug it back in again so it loses its memory settings, and then press it to get 30 or 60 or 90. If you press it lots of times, then there's no way of knowing which one it's on, so you would have to unplug the cable, and then it stops remembering what setting you had it on. And then once you turn it on and press it once, you'll be on 30 or 60 or 90. Kind of annoying. I think many of these machines have a tiny little light next to the number to let you know which one it's on, or separate buttons rather, for each number, which I think would be good. So there you go. That's the main settings. Another feature that I do like, let me get rid of the cable and close that, is that it has a headphone jack. This is something that not all white noise machines have, so it's nice to see that. I think it's good to be able to listen to it in private, in bed or in your office or study, wherever it is. And to be honest, having listened to some of these sounds, I think probably using a headphone jack would be wise if you share a room, because not everybody is going to appreciate all of these sounds. In terms of the design, I'm not massively impressed by the overall look and feel. It kind of looks and feels just a bit cheap. It's very light, which would be good for travel, I suppose. But it just has this not particularly well designed and not particularly robust and not very modern look or feel about it either. So all in all, I think this is not one of my favourite sound machines, as I'm sure you can guess by now from the way I've been talking about it. I do think it does have a couple of positives, the headphone jack, and the cricket sounds quite nice, and the lullaby I think some people will like. But I just think that there are better options for this price bracket, and if you pay a little bit more, definitely better options. So this is one to look out for, the Aurola. Thanks for listening and watching.